Got another one. So today's project is fuel system. We're gonna run dual pumps. I'll get into that in a second, but let's get cracking. So current setup, Aeromotive A1000. It's one of them. It's good for this setup. It's like a remote filter kit. I've had this for a long time actually. It's actually pretty good. I believe I got it off XDP. I forget, but I'll try to find a part number. I'll put it in there. But we're gonna take this off the frame rail. It's just rib nutted in, and I'll show you the bracket in a second. But we're gonna put everything in the back because these pumps like to push, not pull. And yeah, do my own little take on a fuel system because I'm too cheap to buy an air dog. All right, so pumps out. This is the one that was in the truck already. Just strain it back into the tank because it's plenty of fuel. I have a second one. It's actually pretty expensive. So it's probably cheaper to buy an air dog, but I like to be complicated. So I came up with this. So I just whipped this up. It's literally just scrap steel. I just painted it, made it look fancy, put some nice recessed holes in there. But that's gonna bolt to the frame. I'll show you in a second when I bolt it up. And then the two pumps, one here, and then fittings, lines, and etc. Then just gotta wire them in. It should be pretty straightforward, but all in all, I think we'll have about 210 GPH, gallons per hour, and it should be enough for the fuel system I want to support. But we'll go from there. So I'll set that up. I'll show you guys how I'm doing it, at least. And also, before it gets confusing, so it's like a return style regulator setup. So it's pressurized through the return side. Normal feed like you would on any other fuel system, straight from the pump, but it's regulated right there. This is actually from XDP. This part number, it's actually fairly cheap and it works. It's only like cheap regulator I could find that will run enough PSI for a CP3. So usually it's like 15 to 18 or something like that. So my other regulator couldn't do that. But yeah, look at that valve cover. But yeah, let me bolt that up and I'll show you guys. I feel like I want to do a time lapse, so I'm going to try to set this up. I'm going to be underneath the truck, so I apologize if it's a bad time lapse, but let's get to it. Talk about it while I'm right here. I'm on my back right there. So yeah, custom plate 1, 2, make sure they're facing the right way. This is how I do it. You can copy me, I don't care. I think it's a pretty cool setup. I've done it this way on 3 different trucks. One truck was a daily driver and it worked well. I had a Holly pump at a Aeromotive because it wasn't that big of a build, but this one, hopefully this should be enough. It's kind of tucked away, it's not too low. It's away from the suspension, away from the tire. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool with these little recessed holes. It's pretty sturdy too, but yeah, I really like this setup. So if you got any questions on how I do this, I'll be more than happy to help. But we're gonna put some fittings on here. I got some inline 100 micron filters I'm gonna put on here, and then I have a Y fitting and they come out here to go to one line to go back to the front of the truck, and then to the fuel filter housing there, and then back to the CP3. But so we're going to continue from this. I'm going to do the filters and go from there. So maybe I'll do another time lapse. I really like these time lapses. So real quick, I just set it up. So I got 2 of these Evil Energy, sorry, off Amazon, believe it or not. So they actually got pretty good reviews, but the only thing I seen was change the O-rings out. So we're gonna try that. Hopefully it doesn't leak. So this is gonna be a test run because I don't really see any videos on this product, but it's honestly pretty affordable. I think this was like 22 bucks. The fittings were cheap, and yeah, they'll work. They'll make fuel pressure. So we'll see. So we're gonna slap them in and tell you what not to do because I'm probably gonna make a mess. So quick time lapse of the fuel filters. Alright, honestly, I really hope they don't leak. That wouldn't be good, but that looks pretty good. Honestly, for some homemade crap, that's pretty nice. So, O-ring, orb, I think it's -10 to filter, -10 to -8 to -8 which is the fuel cell's right above you. I have to run 2 lines. I have 2 ports on the fuel cell, so I'll run those. I'll probably run those last, and then I'm gonna do this to the fuel filter housing, and up front those 2 Baldwin filters I showed you earlier, and then do the Y split into one right here. Try to tuck it, and then we'll go from there. So I'll get that set up, and then I'll show you guys and explain and run you through it. But this is actually pretty freaking cool. Really digging the way this thing looks. Aeromotive sponsor me. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I have this little Y split. It's gonna go something like that. I'm gonna have to trim that line attached to here. Figure out the best possible spot for it. Something like that. Straight to that line. I'll cut that line and split, and I'll tee right into that. And then we'll go from there. So I'll do another little time lapse for you guys. I really like them. I don't know. Alright, so as you saw, I just did that. I'm gonna move you guys up because I had a better idea. Instead of putting that Y there, I'm gonna put it further up so I could save some of this line and redo it, because I know I'm gonna have to buy more to go up front, but I also gotta do back here too. So we're gonna hook that up first before we do this, because I think I have enough to do these 2 lines right here. So I'm gonna relocate you guys real quick. Oh, and side note, you saw me spray PB, so push lock line, push lock fittings. You'll hate yourself if you don't put something on it. Don't worry about it coming off because it's not gonna, but it's easier just to slide it on instead of if you don't have a vise or anything. But that's how I do it. It's a little trick of the trade for me, at least. All right, back over here now. So that's that one line that goes into the filters. I'm replacing this one, but see that little guy? I gotta connect those somehow. I do not have a fitting. I'm gonna see if I can run to the store real quick until I get -8 to -8 and see what we can do, because I don't think I can get another section 1 right now. So try that. All right, so I'm back from the parts store. That's what I came up with. It works. It's actually -8 to -8. There's a 1/4 inch MPT or 1/8 inch. I forget which size it is, but for like a fuel pressure gauge. But that'll run to the CP3. And now we just gotta finish up the 2 ports in the back. We're done. All right, so for this, we got the 2 ports. Right now it's plugged because there's a little bit of fuel in there. So I'm gonna cut, splice. I don't know if you get there. Oh, right there. And just run 2 lines straight to that, 290s. Done deal. I'll set up one last time lapse, and that's about it. We'll get wire it and then test it, make sure there's no leaks. But that's almost pretty good. All right, so I went ahead, I forget that last time lapse. I went ahead and I made these lines don't know if I'm just getting tired, but these things are tough. But let me get that little snug. So this one, I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit just to get it where I want it. So this one's gonna go like right there. I don't want it to do that though. I want them to stay like that, kind of look uniform with each other. This might be a little hard because it might leak some fuel. I'm probably gonna make a mess, honestly, but let's be real. Alright, so let's lock those down like this. Let's see, we can go up top and not make a mess, because it might happen. So might be a little weird because you can't see my face while I'm talking, but that's probably better off for you guys. Ain't no fucking beauty contest. Alright, let's move up top. Alright, let's see if we can do this without making a mess. I wonder if we'll get enough slack to let me grab a box. Hold on. A piece of wood. Or a hammer. Maybe we could do that. Maybe that might be that might be enough. So this top one. Go over here. Are we gonna make a mess? These freaking gloves stink. Ooh. Not making a mess. Oh, now we're gonna make a mess. Let's see. Yep, I'm making a mess. See, this is what they don't show you. Okay. Minimal casualty. Minimal. All right, let's go. One more. Can we do it? Ow. Safety second, guys. All right. Let's see if that's gonna come off. Okay. Let's see. 200 would be nice for this one. Let you know the struggle is real. Now we got it. A little bit of a mess, but that's not bad. So I'm just gonna do one of these. I hear it glugging, so snug this down. That's where it have to be. Boom. And that's it. So I wired this back up. So I extended it. It goes all the way up front. And I kind of just routed it nicely. I'm going to tell you I'm going to redo it, but I probably won't redo it for at least 6 months if it works. In line with each other. So 2 pumps run, 2 grounds into 1. Straight to the chassis. All nylock. So let's go put the power on and see if we got any leaks. All right, we're gonna do this together. I'll show you guys. It's okay to fuck up or get it right. So. I see nothing leaking. I see no leaks. Oh those things are loud. So we got fuel pressure. We should. Sounds like it did. Yep. At 18. Let's see if she starts. Quick update. I ended up blowing a fuse on the standalone harness because that's how it runs. So luckily, I already had it wired up through this switch panel, so I'm gonna run 2. So that's 1, and then that's 2. So that's how we're gonna have to do it. Which just sounds better anyway. So yeah. So don't run 2 pumps on 1 fuse. Moral story. And that's it.